Did you know teachers aren't humans? They're not allowed to show stress or age, have health problems, show fear, waste time, and most of all, fail. They're not even allowed to go to the bathroom. But that's okay, because we're here to talk about how we're all just playing a role. And at 3 o'clock, we get to be us again. 40 years ago, two 8-year-old boys were bored out of their minds in school, and they vowed one day they would do something about it. They did it to honor their friends. They did it to honor their classmates. They did it for the love of learning. I'm Matt, and this is Rob, and 40 years later, we get our turn, but now we're playing teacher.
Nothing looks different.
Recording in progress.
Oh shit!
Recordings in progress, and no one was ready. Okay, but it doesn't matter because we're here and we're educators, and we always have to be on. So as Brugge fixes her sleeves, welcome to playing teacher. Wait, what is that? String?
Okay,
she's
she's
pulling strings off.
taking her.
Brugge stripping, but before we get into that, let's just introduce. Welcome to Playing Teacher. I'm Matt. This is Brugge, our friend and special friend, and then of course, Dr.
Special friend
Robert Monahan is here. Dr. Robert Monahan, which should be changed there. And let's give a little applause for our friend here who just got his doctorate in education.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have a question because that's how I don't remember anything. Is it a PhD in education, or is it or is it like is that what it is, or is it like
it's a PhD in
philosophy?
Yeah, it's like PhD stands for Doctor of Philosophy in something. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so, and mine's in education, but it's weird. It's like depending on what school you go to and what department you're in, it breaks down. So like if you were to go to NC State, there's the education department, and then under education, my section is called Teacher Education and Learning Science. And so it focuses on that. Like, so me teaching teachers how to teach something, and then just studying like the science of learning. So like now I'm considered like a learning scientist. Like that would be like what I am, right?
Not just when you and I pretended to be a scientist when we were science teachers. You actually are that now.
You actually
walk around
and
with
that's
the
why
lab coat.
that's why it's weird, because it's like learning science can be like learning science, or it's like learning science, but then under that, like I started out the PhD in something called education psychology for 2 years, and then I moved over to elementary education, math and science. So that's another tier down. And then from there, you go down to like what you actually research. So my research is called game-based teaching.
Yep, that's your thing.
Right.
So basically, I'm not smart enough to talk to you anymore, so I'm going to sign off. Let Brugge take over. Can you put your pipe back in? Yes, I think that'd be appropriate. There we go.
Take us back to your childhood.
Rob has his pipe.
He's gonna blow bubbles out of that in a second.
Something like that's gonna
Matt,
explode. The podcast is over forever.
No, Matt, something you just said is super interesting though, because
really?
Yeah. So part of learning science is like studying things like what does it mean to be an expert in something, or like what does the word intelligence even mean? Like, do we even know what that is?
I said that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You said, oh, I'm not smart enough.
Well, you said you're not smart enough.
And no, but this is like a huge thing in society, right? Like people have this idea that credentials equal intelligence, and nothing is farther from the truth, because like there are a lot of people who, because of the affordances that they have, right? Because like of the means that they have, they can just keep going to school and getting degrees. And
we know people have done that.
No stress, like, I think I'm going to go get another doctorate. I'm going to get another master's, and it's just like, and then they have like 50 letters behind their name. But then, it doesn't really mean anything though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
They might want to have two doctors because they're just called double D, you know?
right, right. But I mean, my point is that, credentials definitely don't equal intelligence. It's like
Right.
I know plenty of people who have
You know,
a PhD
I
who
have to
are,
say, like, I hope, Rob, first of all, it's incredible that you're saying it. It's very humbling. And I hope that, moving forward, if you see any doctors with the title doctor that are like stepping out of line to make people feel like they're stupid, you say something to them.
He
that's
does.
that's one of the reasons why I did this. Like, so,
He
like,
argues with his doc. Yeah, I don't want to tell yours. We've talked about like, I tell him what it's like, to get mental help today,
yeah,
mental health help today when you go to a psychiatrist today. That's how ridiculous the whole field has become. That's what I feel anyway, But so I always call him, like once a month when I go and we just crack up over the experience of what's, but he's shared with me, some stories about where if, because of his health issues, if I'm hope you're okay with it, Tara. Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're not, it's just if a doctor is completely way off, he'll just shut them down completely with his own research that he's done for years, of course, because he's been through it. He has no problem doing that.
Yeah. I mean, a person who never went to school to be a teacher could be a better teacher than me. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like me going to school to be a teacher or an education. It doesn't mean anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's what I'm talking about with mental health. I've struggled with it since I'm
right.
like 6 years old. So I'll know more than, what's sad is like I've studied it. I've read so many books on, exactly how like not just my mind works, but other people's mind works.
Hmm.
That when I sit there and I'm listening to this, I'm like, you're really there behind a screen. And you don't understand any of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And like, what the hell are you doing there? Wait a minute,
Yeah.
I can analyze everything that I'm going through, everybody in that office is going through, and it is such a different way. And I was like, you just don't get it. And I was like, how did you get to that level?
If a person finishes school now, like I just finished this degree now, if I kind of like stop learning, if I stop being a learner, like a lifelong learner, right? 10 years from now, everything I know, like not everything, but a lot of stuff that I know now is going to be obsolete. Or it'll be different. You know what I mean? So a person who got their degree like 20 years ago, 10 years ago, if they haven't kept up with things, a lot of their knowledge base is just incorrect at this point, and it's like,
Right,
and so like in the world, we have two types of truth, right? Capital T and lowercase t. So like a lowercase t is like what a person believes to be true, right? Capital T though is when a person really believes like that something is true, like that there's no, or and people argue about stuff all the time, right? Like they're like, well, I'm a doctor, so I will tell you that like cholesterol causes heart disease, or I'm a doctor, so I'll tell you know what I mean, like, or oh, I'm this or I'm that, or I've been teaching for 30 years, so I know this about whatever, and people mistake the difference between lowercase and uppercase t. There are like very few things in the world that are uppercase t, you know, and even things that we think we knew that, like what is gravity, right? These like very fundamental things we think we've always thought that we understood them so well, and then all of a sudden someone discovers something and they go, oh shit, maybe we don't understand that as well as we did. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and now think
Right.
about Matt, think about the mind.
be damned if you
Like,
try to explain that in a
Wow. I
classroom. You're looked
cannot
at.
wait for Rob to debunk everybody. He's just going to get an argument with everyone. I'm a doctor, so now I can tell you
Rob,
that
I
that
don't
is
want you to talk about
absolute.
salary or anything personally like that. But do you guys know? Because from what I like looked up, like teachers in general, though, is one of the reasons they do get to doctorate is because their salary goes up.
Matt, this is I can't I'm so happy you brought this up.
Because I saw it does by a
Now,
lot. It-
well, when I was there,
See, I
no,
don't know. I was trying to just
there was
research
never a
that.
salary
I mean, if I
differential.
could have got the wrong information, do you guys know if it
So,
does,
yeah.
Not
So
for
or
if
does it
PhD.
you're
depend where you're working?
I don't think a doctorate raises a salary for anyone anywhere.
Oh,
So,
really?
so
Okay.
when you get a master's degree, so when you get a
Yeah.
master's
I
degree,
know master's
yeah,
30 above, you go up to it, you max out at a certain point.
Yeah.
the
If
And by
D,
you
the
look,
the
well, if
DOE
you look
even
at our,
has, yeah, the DOE even
no, go
has a
ahead.
weird one on the different. I know the differential scale back and forth because I was in a weird place when I started teaching. I didn't have my master's yet, but I already had a bachelor's plus 60. I had something called bachelor's plus 60.
yeah,
What the
I know
fuck
what you're
is that?
talking about. Yep.
And bachelor's plus 60 came in between bachelor's masters. And then I had bachelor master plus, you know what I mean? But there's no doctorate level. So like there's no incentive for any teacher to get a doctorate. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
so
there's
their
no
salary doesn't. Okay. What about
Well,
principals?
that's with the DOE. I don't know what it is like in North Carolina. Maybe it's
North
different
Carolina
for
is like one
that.
of the worst paying states in the country for teachers.
Oh, shit.
Our teachers
That's fun.
our teachers get roughly half of what New York City teachers get.
Oh, wow.
And in my opinion, I mean like the teachers here are amazing, you know?
The only thing it can do is that when you say you go to school to become an administrator and you have your doctorate and then you go for a job interview,
Sure.
like that can elevate your level in the interview process,
Yeah,
maybe
but
more marketable. So you would get an increase by becoming an administrator.
yeah, but my beef is that, you know, and my dissertation was about this. It's about like instead of everyone thinking that we have to like, and my thing is in teacher education, like teaching teachers, right? But instead of us
Mhm.
thinking like we have to do a better job of training the teachers to do X, Y, and Z, that's like the common belief. My thing was, why don't we trust the teachers more to do what they're good at? Like, why don't we actually
Yeah.
back off a little bit and let them do what they do best instead of constantly telling them how to do their job and like trying to
Yeah.
control everything they do, you know? And so it's
Amen.
like, and so,
Right.
but then like, so that's my beef with there not being a salary differential for doctorates for teachers because like you would have a lot more teachers with doctorates who are going much deeper into the science and you know what I mean like and then building bridges between like elementary and middle and high schools and then universities and researchers. Those bridges don't exist right now, by the way. And then you know what I mean like there would be more cooperation instead of like this weird like kind of class or caste system like we talked about with desks, Matt, like that exists now, you know?
Mhm. It's very interesting. So now you graduate, right? When do you graduate?
I don't even know.
Are you going to that graduation? Are you have like
I'm
is that
going
something that you
to,
want to do?
so this is going to sound funny, but I don't care about walking or my name being announced, but part of the PhD graduation is being hooded. Like you have this fancy robe and then your advisor comes
Yeah,
like
like you're a
and
knight.
yeah, they put the hood over you, right? Like that's all I want. I just want someone to put the hood on me, and like I want that fancy robe, with all the scarf and all
Very
that.
fantasy. I love it.
Yeah, I don't even care about nothing else. I don't care. I don't care. Don't give me a diploma. I don't care. Just give me the hood, you know.
Moving forward though, like after you graduate, is this something like are you pursuing to become professor in college level? What is it that you're looking to do with this?
Yeah, so it's another weird thing. When you start a doctorate, first of all, I don't know how it is in every school, but I'm finding this to be true across a lot of schools. There's no like onboarding. You know what I mean? It's like, and for any teacher out there who wants to pursue a doctorate, like you can do it part-time, you can do it remotely, if you want to. I recommend doing it in person if you can, part-time, just stretch it out. But what they don't tell you is that you don't you should if depending on the school that you go to, a lot of places like mine, like they fund you. Like I didn't pay for my doctorate. You know what I mean? Like my entire doctorate was funded through the university. So it's like I don't want to say it's a scholarship. Like I was working for the university as a as a teacher, like as a professor or as a research assistant, and then that paid for my tuition. You know what I mean? So, I laid out a little bit of money here and there for fees and stuff, but overall it was
Mhm.
basically a free, free. And but they never tell you that when you do this, that there's two paths. There's the academic track, and then there's like they call it industry. And if you imagine, there's not like most of the people that I was surrounded by are much younger than me. So like they don't really have a lot of work or life experience. Like they're coming out of like college and starting a PhD, you know.
Right.
And then a lot of those people though are going to wind up going on an academic track, which is where they try to become a tenured professor. And that process could take 15 years, could take 20 years, and that's like a career path, kind of like us in teaching.
Most
Maybe,
of their career is just being in school to get
yeah,
to that
it's
point.
being an academic, it's being
Yeah.
and then the other way is
Okay.
industry. But like for me, I'm already in industry, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I already have a business. So it's like, you know, me getting this doesn't really change my trajectory at all, but it does open up the door for me to much more
Right.
easily teach university courses, which I am going to do. Yeah. So like in the fall, I'm teaching at NC State. I was teaching at University of Chicago. Like I'm going to look at
And play
Duke and
and
UNC.
and more probably more importantly, playing teacher now has some street cred. Yeah.
Wait, Rob, so are you doing all of this? So you said NC State, Chicago. I'm assuming Chicago is virtual.
Yeah.
Is NC State also virtual or is that
No,
in
no.
person?
That's in person. That's the course I teach there, which I love, is K to 2 engineering.
Oh,
So
sweet.
it's the Matt. I
That's
mean,
fun.
this is
That
basically,
was well,
yeah,
that's pretty much how they brought me in.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is everything that we used to
K to
do,
two was
Matt. Yeah,
K to two science, man. Oh man.
yeah. And
Well,
then oh,
I put engineering when I did the imagination room that they
yeah.
let me do, imagination art. I had an engineering station, like that was like what I
Hmm.
because I felt like it wasn't in DOE really. Even if you're teaching science, I didn't see it. So it was like I thought, okay,
Yeah,
what did I want in the room? Engineering was something I wanted in there,
yeah.
especially for the little kids. Oh man.
It's one of the things in the standards that we kind of pretend like it's not there a lot of times.
Yeah.
So it's not but it's like not to say that the standards are like the Bible or anything, but yeah, and then K to 2 science as well. Like that's another course I might teach
Ah,
in the fall.
man.
I know, it's just
Oh,
like it's a dream.
That's the dream, man. Hated to science. Oh God.
so
I
happy
remember
for you, Rob.
But the
I
Like
other
I
remember
know that
started.
this has like been a real like a long process, so it's nice, I'm sure, that it's done and it's
Yeah,
completed.
now, the other thing, and I think the other weird thing is most people, if they go the industry route, they don't really spend much time publishing after that, like trying to publish papers. But like, I really like publishing papers. So like, I have like 5 papers I'm working on right now. So I'm just going to keep publishing papers in journals,
Great.
which is just like sharing information with the world. Right. And
Yeah,
then,
Yeah,
no,
bro.
very
because a
cool.
lot of people who publish, that's part of the game of the academia track. Like if you want to progress in academia, or if you want to get funding for projects like grant funding that you can do as an academic, like this is how you progress to become a tenured professor. You have to publish papers, and you have to get grant money, and you have to do all these things. But so I don't have to like check those boxes off like that person does, but some of that stuff I do like to do though.
But if that's something, yeah, like something you're interested in,
Right.
right? Like
Right.
that's great. Good.
But
Let's point out also
Very
Rob's
sweet.
outfit today. Um, if it's not clear, so Smokey the Bear hat, and you managed to match the T-shirt underneath your sweatshirt matches the hat, then your sweatshirt over it matches the color around Smokey the Bear perfectly.
Hi. And the pipe. Don't forget the
And then
pipe
the
matches
pipe
as well.
matched.
tell
Although
tell
Smokey
me
the
more,
Bear
Rev.
and piping, the pipe and Smokey the Bear is kind of like an oxymoron.
Do you know
I
why?
think only a doctor would be able to pull this off, this outfit today. And definitely a doctor of education would be able to successfully make this
Do you
work
know?
the
Do you know
way
that? Do you know
Dr.
this?
Robert Monahan did.
Do you know the
Aside from
story? Do you know the story
now we get
behind
back
this?
to your experience, Rob. What?
Do you know the story
Yeah.
behind this pipe?
No,
Was that in Brugge's office or something?
No,
it was in yours. Wasn't it like part of like a party thing
That was
that
in
we did?
no. This is a
that was in the
real.
lab?
No, this is a real pipe.
Why don't
Oh,
Neil and I bought
oh,
pipes to smoke so that we can smoke pipes in Austria,
oh,
in
oh.
Bavaria when we went to
Were they
Germany.
hanging out in the lab though? Were they in the lab at
They,
some
yeah,
point?
yeah, yeah.
Did-
Me and Neil had our pipes in
okay, I remember
school,
I
and
knew I
like
saw it before. I don't remember where.
we
Okay.
would joke around it with them, but like we actually had these in Bavaria, and like we were sitting in the mountains, and
Hello,
we were trying to.
students.
We didn't know how to smoke a pipe, so we were like, we're
I
trying to
never
figure it
smoked a
out.
pipe.
We're like,
Yeah, I don't think I ever did.
I don't like this.
I never did.
I told you you're gonna fill it with bubbles.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Matt,
We
I talked about you quite a bit in my dissertation defense, Matt.
Oh
Brugge, man.
wow, that's amazing.
Who? Me or Brugge?
Yeah,
You,
Oh,
you
me.
said you.
Okay.
yeah.
You're gonna
Anything good?
enlighten us and tell us what you said?
No, I was talking about
Matt has some issues.
Let me tell you about this
This
guy
paper
I
is
used to work
called
with.
The Issues of Matt. Some famous in the field. That's the guy
no,
You're
we
Matt
recognize down the
Jacobs?
street.
it was
I'm gonna have some random guy come up to me like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what you went through. That's all I'm gonna and then they'll leave. What? It'd be like the Truman Show. People
Oh my
know
God,
like
I'm
things about
dead.
me. I'm not like,
You're
why are they
so
coming up to me?
famous. Maddie, you're
Like
so
I'll
famous.
come, I'll visit Rob over there and be like, they'll all be staring at me like, that's him. That's the guy. He keeps Go ahead, Rob, though.
no.
What what
I'll tell you later. It's all good stuff.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I love our morning text today was about Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. I love when at the end Brugge said, "Oh, wait a minute, were you talking about the Hulk?"
Yeah, that was my favorite part, actually.
Oh, did you think we were talking about Batman?
I was gonna ask her. I didn't know. We
Bruce
were
Wayne?
talking for 20 minutes about the Incredible Hulk,
You
and
never
then
said the Hulk. You just said Bruce and David. And I'm like, and
yeah,
then at
well,
the
in the
end, I'm like, oh, wait, Bruce
1970s,
Bannon, right? Bannon, Bruce
So
they
this
decided
okay.
that
Bannon
Bruce Banner. They decided
is
that the
the
name
Hulk.
Bruce.
That's what it said. It said, oh, wait, Bruce Bannon is the Hulk.
It was
See,
decided by executives when the show was on the air that all of a sudden, hey, then we're not going to call him we're not going to call him Bruce anymore because they thought, I mean, they thought it sounded too feminine or too gay, right? So they changed it, and like, Lou Ferrigno wasn't happy about it from what I saw, and like, and they changed it to David, like, so that's like the more masculine name according to them, right? So over Bruce, and then I was like, how is, and then Rob was like confused about it. He was like, wait, did that happen? And then, but when the movies came out, like 2003, Ang Lee, and and then Marvel and everything, they just went back to Bruce. They were like, screw this, let's just go back to, so they just got, so it was a short time, right? And then
I have a
yeah, go ahead.
question.
What?
Okay. So this is going to sound really stupid,
No,
but there's no stupid question.
no.
So if
Well, there are,
Stanley,
but this is not going to be one.
no, there's no.
Stanley wasn't
Stan,
happy with it.
okay, no, wait, listen to my
Go ahead. I'm
question.
sorry. Yeah.
Stanley created the Hulk, yes, but he also created Batman. No, or is that DC?
that's DC.
Did Stanley create Batman? Can anybody hear me or see me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, actually now I'm confused. Like, so Stanley is Marvel, isn't he? Or
Stanley is
is he both?
Marvel. I don't know. So
I don't
my
know.
question is, if did he create
No.
both? Oh, now I gotta Google it.
Okay.
Hold,
While
please.
we do that,
Wait, didn't he create Spider-Man though?
Did
Yes.
Stanley create
While we do that, let me just play something.
Bruce Wayne?
Oh,
Yeah,
come
Stanley
on.
created he created the Hulk. Yeah, he did. And he wasn't happy with the name change. But the whole point was that we Rob, so this conversation was going on for a while, and then wait, Rob, we got the opening there.
David Banner, physician, scientist.
Right there. Dr. David Banner, physician, scientist. Right. So like you, Matt, I grew up thinking David Banner. But somewhere in the back of my mind, I was like, why do I think it was Bruce? You know what I mean? Like, but I remember the intro was David. And then
Right.
all of his aliases would be like David Banyan or whatever.
It's because some executives decided that it wasn't masculine
Never
enough to
knew
call him
that. Oh my
Bruce.
God, that's
Yeah.
great trivia.
That's
But then they just
crazy.
wiped that out and just said, years later, they were like, no, fuck, this is ridiculous. Also, first of all, Bruce is a very, if you think of Bruce, you think of, Bruce Springsteen, Bruce Wayne, right? Bruce Lee.
Bruce Wayne, but that's what I was trying to say. So Stanley did not create Bruce Wayne, but Bruce Wayne's name never changed when they did back in the day when they had the Batman and Robin shows. They kept it as Bruce Wayne. They didn't change it.
Who created Batman?
Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger for DC Comics in 1939. His name was Bruce Wayne.
But it's kind of interesting. Like, Stan Lee is so famous. Like, so, I mean, like with respect, like he should be, but like, X-Men, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Ant-Man, Wasp, Fantastic Four, Black Panther, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, like, but then like, I mean, Batman, what about Superman?
So wait, and then in 2001, I'm reading it right now. In 2001, Stanley did write his own version of Batman in 2001 for DC Comics as part of their Just Imagine series.
Okay.
But that was many, many moons later.
Superman was the first comic, though, right? That was before Superman was before all of this.
Like, who created Superman?
I don't know.
I remember thinking it was the first.
I'm just saying it's kind of crazy that we don't know who that person is,
Jerry Siegel and artist Joe Shuster, if I'm saying his name right.
Yeah.
The duo who they were boyhood friends from Cleveland, Ohio. They sold the rights to the character in 1938.
Everyone can skip ahead of this.
Schuster, no. But do you know that Schuster is the name of my great grandmother's maiden name, Schuster.
You're related.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, I created Superman.
You created Superman.
That's the punchline here. All right, guys, what are we talking about today? Enough of us torturing the audience.
Oh wait! Before we continue, I saw Mando and Grogu a few weeks ago, and it was so good. Guys, have you seen it?
No, I didn't even realize. I was like I've been in a daze the last month. I didn't even realize it came out.
He was becoming a world famous surgeon.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, Brugge, compare it to Rogue One.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
No, there's Rogue One.
Saying. So give us some context here.
Top.
Rogue One is a 10 out of 10. What's Mandalorian?
So I think,
Rogue?
Yeah. So I would say it's about it. Only because can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you froze at one point, but we just kept talking.
Okay. So my internet's so messed up today. I don't know why.
Doesn't she look like the one from Flashdance? She has the sweater that goes off of her shoulder.
What a feeling. Is that song in it? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, look.
It's like pushed over to one side.
Yeah. Flashdance. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, look, she's frozen.
She froze. Yeah, it froze with it off the side.
Yeah. It'd be great if I could bring
she just
up.
mad at us, or is it frozen?
No, she was frozen. Yeah, she was
frozen.
Can you guys see me and hear me? My stupid internet stinks.
Now we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
All right, maybe we should move into an actual topic.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay on
Oh.
that, or do you want to get into the topic?
Okay.
No, no, all right, continue. I'm sorry. No, now you made a sad face. Go ahead.
If you were
Continue.
if you were into 1980s Star Wars, oh my God, Rob, get the
It does
fuck out of
look like
here.
that.
Are
Bree,
you
tell the
wearing,
truth. Are you wearing
are you
shorts right now with
are you wearing
heels?
heels?
You
Are you wearing shorts with heels? Be honest.
Just tell us.
You are, aren't you?
apparently
I like how her audio goes out right when she's trying to yell at
Right when
us.
she was answering, so we don't know. So it could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
yes.
So basically, we can fill it in. She said, yes, as a matter of fact, I
Yes.
am wearing shorts and red heels right now. Look at her. Look at
She-
her. Take your passion and make it happen. That's the tagline on something. I'm looking
You,
at the cover here. Something happens when she hears the music. It's her freedom, it's her fire, it's her life. Flashdance. What a feeling. Take your passion
yeah.
and make it happen. That's on the cover.
And
Okay,
then
Brugge, you were
the cop
saying?
comes to the door, and then that ends the fantasy, right, Bree?
is that if you
You're
or
breaking up.
sci-fi.
You're breaking.
Oh my God, this motherfucking cock sucking.
I guess this one's going to be an
All right.
explicit.
So
I
at
have
this
the
point in the
explicit warning.
podcast, yes, we're definitely putting explicit on this.
Yeah, I
One
haven't
of the
heard.
greatest school counselors in the world is Brugge. She's just having a meltdown at
I
the
haven't
moment.
heard. I haven't heard motherfucking cock sucking in in like that. You know that like straight line right there.
There's a deep meaning behind the motherfucking cocksucking. But we're not going to get into today or any of Brugge's issues by saying these words. But she has been a two-time school counselor of the year, just to be clear.
Let's wait.
Two-time school counselor of the year. Never mind
Let's give
the
her
language.
Matt. Let's
You're a
give her
little more.
one more chance to try to get her idea out, and then we're moving on. Go ahead, Brugge.
Yes, back to flash dancers. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
We're
I'm
listening.
done.
Go ahead. Tell us what you wanted to say.
All I want to say is that Mando and Grogu were amazing. It was incredible.
That was
That's all I
anticlimactic.
wanted to say. I wanted to say
You
that
still haven't told us on a scale of 1 to 10 how it compares to Rogue One.
That was the original question.
like a 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Like a 7.
But that's good considering that like how good of a movie Rogue One is as a 10, right?
Yeah, yes, but it's subjective. Like I personally, because the first the original movies were so important to me. So seeing all those Easter eggs and how they shot it, it was very 80s sci-fi. Like do you guys remember like Flash Gordon and all those
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
movies? Like it was like reminiscent of an old 80s movie. So that's why I really loved it. Like the Easter eggs were like phenomenal from, oh my God, from episode 6. Like just, it was perfect. Perfect. I loved it.
Okay. So what are we talking about today?
We were going to talk about graduations.
Yeah. Okay.
In elementary, maybe even our own memories of graduations. And since you were, at a point and Brugge was talking to you about going to yours and getting your doctorate education, I thought there's a lot of connection there. But
I
then
did try to
she had a
segue.
meltdown, and I don't know, she left us for a while.
I have an opening.
I'm not sure.
I have an opening just idea or topic just to jump in that all of us can relate to. That's graduation related.
Sure.
When we were younger, we're this like roughly the same age, all of us. I think this was different, but now, and I'm not saying this is good or bad. I want to know what your opinions are. There's like, there's a graduation ceremony for a kindergarten. And I remember I had one of those. I have pictures of myself kindergarten graduation, but then there's one for, 5th grade, and then there's 8th grade, and then there's high school. And then, so it's like,
pre-K too now. They have pre-K ones.
Pre-K. So, is it, I don't know. What do you think? Is that good? Is it overdone? Is it fine? Is it, is it too much? You know what I mean? Like,
all right. I could say from having Dylan, right?
Yeah.
There was something in my mind that I had to be, I don't know why, because I saw it in our school for so many years. Like, the kindergarten graduation became a thing, and then you didn't, and I didn't see it before that, and it became such a big thing. And I saw how it meant so much to the little kids with their little thing, their little gowns on, and they're going down, and the parents are there, and and I finally have a son, and I kept thinking I just couldn't wait to go to his kindergarten
Yeah.
graduation.
Yep.
And when I finally, I had to be there. There was no way I was not going.
Yeah.
I told them. And that was the one year I didn't do the piano until like
Mm-hmm.
13, 14 years later. The last year I was there, like I didn't do, so I didn't do it that year. I told them because it was the same day as when our kids were graduating. It's like, I know
Yeah.
I have to be at my son's kindergarten graduation. No way I'm not going. And it was amazing, So for that reason, I got it as a parent. I thought, I don't know, it felt amazing for that one. I don't know. He's 5 years old, and he's walking down. They're singing songs. It was just fantastic. I don't know, such a great milestone, you know. So I love that one.
Yeah. I did
You
too.
know, yeah, Sam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Well, no, but
What a kid.
I'm attaching to the level of commitment that you just expressed because even when Sam was starting kindergarten, like
Yeah.
I had my first heart attack right the week before he was going to start kindergarten. Like that week actually. It was like on a
Yeah.
Friday and he was going to start on a Monday or something. And so I'm in the hospital and I'm thinking, okay, he's going to his first day of kindergarten on Monday, and I'm like laying here, and so the doctors come in, and I'm like, all right, what am I getting out of here? Because my son, I said, nothing will stop me from walking my son to school first day of kindergarten, and they're like, well, we gotta just do this. I was like, no, you don't understand. I pull the IV out of my arm. I say, I say, I'm not really asking you if I can leave. I'm telling you I'm going to leave right now unless you expedite this process. I said, I'm not staying here another night. You know what I mean? So then of course, like they're all freaking out. And then, I was like, give me whatever I need to sign. I'm going to check myself out. And that's what I did. And I walked into school Monday morning.
You definitely got it.
Wow.
But it's the same. But
That's
Matt,
another level.
what's funny,
Yeah.
Matt, though, is that the stakes there are just as high for you going in and telling the principal, I'm not going to do the show. I'm going to take my son. Like that's the same level, because that's how shitty schools are. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, they could have just said no. There was no way I wasn't
Yeah,
going.
yeah. It doesn't
They
matter
said
if they
no,
say no, you're doing it anyway.
no, I was,
You
I had
guys
that in my mind
are
for years.
so incredibly sweet. Like, I feel like sometimes I don't know, like I'm not affected. Like, not that I don't think that those are huge milestones in a child's life, but I don't know. I seem like sometimes I'm a callous bitch. Like, it's not that I don't care. I just like, I don't know. Like
But let me ask you this,
first day of
Briggy.
school.
But was it different for Austin and Ava? Because okay, like Matt and I only have one. So you have two. So you have Austin and you go through all of
I
these
thought the
things.
same exact thing
Yeah.
when you said that, Rob. I was thinking it, but I didn't say it. And you said, and then I didn't know how to
Yeah.
express. Is that anything to do? Does that have anything to do with it? But continue, Rob. Go ahead.
It doesn't mean Ava is less important than Austin. It just means
Right.
that
No,
like
no, exactly.
you do it the
Exactly.
first time and then maybe you go to yourself, that was cool, but like then the second time around you're like, eh, you know,
Been
ah,
there and done that.
yeah, you know. Like,
I have different things that I don't know, that I get excited over, but graduation, like obviously high school graduation is important. But kindergarten graduation, I'm not like I was never like, okay. Because I don't know that it's necessary to celebrate kindergarten going into first grade. Like, sure, moving up pre-K going into kindergarten, 3K going into pre-K. Like, I just think it's like a lot. Like
I
6.
think I think it had for me also, and then we mentioned this on the last podcast when we had um Slagle on, and we said like when your kid is the same age as the age that you're teaching, and I taught all the grades, so I was I really connected to kindergarten probably my whole tenure. I just got it. I got what journey they're going to go on from the beginning. That they're going to be a mess, they're going to be scared and everything, and how they grow and everything. So like when he was there, I don't know. I was so connected, to that point because I was teaching then like 60 kindergarten kids because I had all the classes, right? So it's just like I don't know. So I think that probably had something to do with that,
No,
Um,
do you think that
Go
this
ahead.
is in the same vein as like participation trophies? Like, do you feel that all kids, when they graduate and they get a trophy or they get an award, like that all kids should get one as they're walking across the
No,
stage?
no, it's tough. I mean, it's tough cookies. No, I think people get them for a reason. That I think, and there's going to be kids who don't get any, and then but they get their diploma. But I do believe that some people should get something if they work towards it. Absolutely,
Yeah,
no.
no, absolutely. They should get an award if they work towards it. Yeah.
I think of it as something different. I think of this, first of all, school is a game. Like, to me, if you think about what a game is, it's just like life is a game, but school is a game, right? And there's levels, and part of me is like, these like frequent graduation ceremonies that come. It's almost like I feel like it's
Level
a
up.
yeah,
They
yeah.
get to the next
I
level.
feel because I feel like it's like, okay, we need to have some way to keep them motivated through this insufferable experience. You know what I mean? This thing that kids that they just hate. You know what I mean? Like, and not every school, not every kid. There's plenty of kids out there, especially I think in elementary school, who like love going to school. Um, but then, like once I feel like once kids hit middle school, a lot of times they're like, that's when they start thinking like, when is this going to be over? And it's and that persists, I think, for a lot of kids in high school and then in college. It's like they're just like waiting for the end. You know what I mean? They're like checking off the days, and but not in all cases. Like Matt, like when you
Dylan,
describe Dylan's
man. Let
experience,
me tell you
totally
about his
different.
day.
Yeah,
Let me just tell you quickly about his day today because he
yeah.
he freaking
I always
loves
love
his
hearing this.
school. All right. Today he has Cindy made about like, you know, 1,000 wings yesterday for she cooked for
What?
and rice and beans because he's taking it in. They have a potluck. Okay.
Aw.
Him and his crew, that's his group, so so she's up late cooking and he brought in this morning and I took him down today. She's here. She's, working from home, she's a school counselor, right? So she's doing her deal, right? And so I took him down, just to help him with it, also. And then he went the rest of his way, just because it's like a whole big thing. And then they're gonna have like mac and cheese and all these things are that's his crew. That's the group that he's, like once it's kind of like home, and they'll be together for 4 years, right? So he loves that, that whole crew, that's the part, but and the same teachers then are there for 4 years, right? And then he comes back home, all right, he's gonna drop his stuff off. Then he's going back to his school tonight and they're having a barbecue, all right, late hours. And then the Knicks are on. So he's living his best life right now. But he like loves this school right now. I don't know. They just did it right. And like the kids, I think they just if you get involved there, and they just from the beginning, and the fact that they see that same group every day, and the teachers they go on trips every like every other week. They go, to exhibition Thursdays. Man, I'm just like I feel so fortunate that it's not he like the projects that he's doing. He's so engaged in. And I don't have to tell him to do this or do that. He's just independent, and he's like just loving life right now. So he loves the whole experience. And I know you have 2 more years there than college and whatever he wants to do. But man, we got lucky with this high school.
That's
I hated high school
Yeah.
when I was a kid. I had the exact opposite experience. So I'm so happy for him.
I'm happy for him, Maddie. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
So when it
And that's what
hits,
you want. You
it's
want your
cool.
kids to have a positive experience, right?
Yeah, as you grow and everything, like just to be happy every day is amazing.
Yeah.
To go to a place you want to go. We were, here's how it is. We wanted to know if you wanted us to pull you out a little bit early today, and so you can make it back home, have a little bit more time before you go to the barbecue. And he's like, no, I want to, make sure I want to, I need to get to that last class and just do some Regents practice. I know I'd rather, go on to stay. So he's making the choice. Like who wouldn't want to like leave, when you're in high school, when and, like, no, he wants to stay.
Yeah.
He's committed to everything there. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Proud Papa.
So
Yeah.
let's go back to graduation, and I think we probably all have things we can talk about. I want to think about the school where we were, right, and what graduation was like there. And so there was always a ceremony every year, obviously, and then for many years, like I was someone who would do like a slideshow,
Yeah.
So like I would get pictures from all the teachers. I still have like this tray of like these thumb drives over here. Like some of them are from like
I'm the
teachers.
luckiest.
Yeah,
You always
yeah.
did
Use the same
Ben
song,
Folds.
like Ben
Ben
Folds, the
Folds. You
luckiest
love the
every
Ben
year.
Folds
Uh-huh.
luckiest
Yeah.
song.
Did you guys remember? Wait, just quickly, did you guys do you remember your fifth or sixth grade graduation song? Because I remember mine.
I didn't have one.
Oh, I
I don't
remember.
remember
That's
the
what
song.
no, I mean
No.
I went from K to 8. So like once I
Oh.
graduated K, I went from first grade through 8th grade with no graduation, and then I graduation for 8th grade.
So my district in Long Island, we graduated sixth to go into middle school, and our song was the song "Forever Young." Remember that song,
Oh,
"Forever"?
Forever
Alphaville.
young,
That's that
I
one
wanna
from
be
Alphaville. Yeah,
No, no,
forever.
forever.
no. Wait, was
Oh,
that it?
Na
no,
na
No.
na
there's
na
two
na
Forever
na
Youngs,
live
and
forever.
there's the
Rod Stewart.
oh yeah, that's a different one. No, 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 no,
Forever young.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
forever
You even
young,
sang it in like the cough drop voice.
forever
Uh,
young.
all right. Anyway, back to Ben
For
Folds 5.
yeah, I like the other one better though. I like the alphabet one.
So Matt, you would play piano, like, I would make the slideshow a lot of years, but
Yeah.
I want to talk about the politics of graduation. So,
Oh, okay.
so there would be a graduation ceremony in the auditorium. There's a stage for people who don't know what a school, there's a stage with a curtain, And by the way, a little side quest here. There is a beautiful stage with lighting and a curtain and a sound system, and that is designed so that basically classes can put on performances, right? Which when I started teaching, every class had to do a performance every year. I remember me and Neil doing one together, like in PS 88.
Right.
But I feel like that kind of went away. You know what I mean? Like with a lot of the arts, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, it's not that a class couldn't, but how many classes do you remember where they would just put on a play, like a show?
Later years they did, but when we were there, no. Yeah.
No, I don't
And
mean
then
I don't mean the arts teacher. I mean the classroom teacher.
Yeah, no, the classroom teacher
the
later
teachers
on,
started.
they
Yeah.
every month they had to do, but it
That was
only
later, though.
lasted,
Later.
yeah, and it only
Yeah.
lasted like a year or two.
Okay.
It,
Yeah,
like
it
it
didn't
was
last.
like
And
this thing, like we have a stage, we have to use it
Yeah.
it was a
every
period. Like you
grade,
go through phases. Yeah. And the
Yeah.
every
teachers hated
grade.
it. They just didn't understand. A lot of times they
Yeah.
came to
Yeah.
me. They came to me, can you help us? Can you
Yeah.
help us? And then I would do it. I would be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can help you. It was like, but I have to change my schedule and everything. And they would have me work with the music with them, with the
And then
kids.
it
Like,
went
it's like,
away.
yeah. And then it went away. I worked a bunch of them on that. They were like, go
Yeah.
see
And then they
Jacobs.
did one performance a year. So like then they
Yeah.
would do
Yeah.
one performance a year. Yeah, which I
Yeah.
think they still do.
I'm not saying it should be like you have to do this. I'm saying if a classroom teacher decided I want to do a as part of my learning process for my kids, I want to put on a show with them that, they should be allowed to. I feel like, in a lot of places that would probably be poo-pooed on because it would take up so much like instructional time. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
becomes very difficult. Even as an art teacher, it becomes very difficult to do it. And then there's a lot of variables that stand in your way, like
so
as far as schedule. Yeah, go ahead.
so back to the politics on the stage, certain people would be given a seat at
Mhm.
Mm,
graduation, right? Let's talk
yeah.
about that. Let's talk about that.
And then they leave
So,
certain people out.
yeah, so like the first few years, I would say for the first principal, yeah, like I was sitting on the stage, and then um I want to say as time went on, they started decreasing the amount of people that were on the stage. And I can remember like one year, a specific assistant principal wasn't asked to sit on the stage for whatever reason. I can't even get into that, but and I'm sure there was like a lot of hurt feelings. It becomes like incredibly like baby games,
Well,
like playing with
yeah,
people's emotions.
the point is, whatever the reason is, there was a reason, and it was like, it was a definitely a political move. Let's put it that way.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And the thing is then we're all aware of it,
yeah. Right.
right?
That's the point.
Especially the
Yeah.
people that are at the graduation and you see the seats, because then you see like, well, why isn't that I
Right.
always hated like the paras weren't sitting up there. You know what I mean? Like I thought that it was kind of a slap in the face if I didn't see like paras that were with the kids, up there. Like there was this could have been done a lot
Yeah. It's like, it's almost like, let's bring the throne up there.
Wait,
So,
the worst part of this is being someone that was on the stage, and then the last year, I think I was not. The worst part of it is you don't know until day of.
mm,
So, day of, where you participated in this process for years,
yeah.
and then day of, you're told, sorry, like you're not even told. You're just like, this is what it is, and you have to figure it out yourself. So, like, you might be like walking in, and it's like, oh, if you've been demoted, like almost like,
Well,
it's
I
all
did. I
affecting.
got to say this. I also saw this as a human soap opera in front of my eyes that I got to watch basically, and I had the best seat in the house because I'm watching this from the piano, right? So
Yeah.
teachers are hot. I'm saying I don't mean like I'm not talking about physical. I'm talking- they're, it's just a long day. It's
Hottie.
Teachers
summer.
are hot.
It's a
I'm a
long. No,
teacher.
I'm saying. All right, shut up. All right, it's a long day, and they're sweaty, and they're like they're exhausted, right? And they're frustrated, and the kids are not behaving. And it starts out amazing, and everyone's friends, right? When you get them there, everyone's in a good mood, right? And the kids are going to be on their best behavior the first time, right? Then they start going downhill, right? And then the teachers have to put this thing together in a short time. You get a certain amount of graduation practices, right? And then I'm watching this, and I would just be by the piano. So I had the best gig. So for like 6 weeks, I'm just playing. All right, it's time to play again. So I make sure to practice on my own, so like I can really just just sit here and relax in the air, in the air conditioner. I'm all comfortable and everything. They changed my classes. And little by little, the teachers I'm watching, they're starting to crack. They're starting to turn on each other, starting to explode and everything. And then eventually somebody has a meltdown and I'm just watching it. And I'm like, oh man. And then everyone's quiet and the teacher runs out. And I'm like, this is like every year you could set your clock to it that somebody goes crazy, like during the graduation practice.
So, I mean, obviously, I have to tell you, like, it's totally different in my new building. Like
You don't have that kind of drama.
the there's no drama. It's like there's no anxiety, there's no drama. It's you come in, you sing your song. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like it's okay if it's not because you're children and it's cute. Like it doesn't this isn't
So why did we have that kind
Broadway.
of drama? Was it from higher above it and the pressure, or was it just all the different personalities in the room to try to make this perfect?
I don't know.
Like
I
you
don't know.
know. But it always happened,
Yeah,
like teaching. Yeah, people were just angry, but it never worked at the beginning. It didn't start that way, but it would always just explode, at a certain point.
I also like it was really again back to like political, like who was invited after the
The
graduation
lunch,
ceremony to go to
the
the lunch.
lunch.
And there were a lot of teachers that participated with these students that were like, or related service providers that were never invited. and felt a certain way about that, or if they worked with these, I mean, they worked with these students since kindergarten, and then they're not invited. And these related service professionals or IEP teachers, they know these kids better than the classroom teachers did. So imagine like you're growing up like just like a cluster teacher, right? Like a cluster teacher, a gym, science, whatever, art, they all knew these kids since fifth grade and then not
Only
be
reason I was,
able to
yeah,
participate in their graduation is really shitty.
there's no way they would have had me there unless I was playing the piano, and I knew that. So I got a free pass basically. So I didn't know how where I really was on a total because that until they figured out we don't really need the piano anymore. It took them
I
like
will
15 years for technology to catch up. Where they were like, well, we could just push a button,
I
but
will
then it's I heard it kind of sucked after, but I
I
mean,
will never forget. There was a teacher in our building who worked very closely with one of the graduating grades. She was an out of classroom teacher, and she was asked if she could assist with the graduation. So she was so excited. She thought she was going to be able to, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what she thought. Maybe she thought she was going to be in the stage or have some sort of participation with graduation. So when she got down there, she was just asked to remove the ropes from the seat so that the students can sit. And she was like, "What the fuck?" I mean, like stupid, really stupid. You feel and then it's they're made to feel bad about it. Like it just stinks.
it's amazing that we're talking for the last 5, 10 minutes about like graduation ceremony, and we haven't talked about the kids once because there's
Yeah,
so much politics that go into this
so much
The
ceremony.
hell do they have to do with it, Matt?
And like
I
also,
know.
we're fucking adults supposed to be modeling behavior to students, and we can't even get our shit together for a graduation, and you're playing games. Like, how toxic.
Graduation's not about the
Well,
kids. It's about us patting ourselves on the back for the good
Yeah,
job that we did.
I mean, it's just like, yeah, a
well,
lot
the
of head
first
games.
award was
Stuff.
usually for the teacher of the year. Remember, like the teacher of the year
Oh
award?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
That was
yeah.
like at the
that was a
beginning.
whole other game.
Oh
That was
yeah, I love
so
that.
Well,
political.
I was by the piano, so I had to just pay attention, so I had my gig, right, to do. So I'm playing for like 20 minutes straight, right? But then I have to, I can't really tune out because I have, just in case they happen to call me, I have to just, be able to get out of my little corner there and just go. So I always pay attention, just, like, all right, it's not, there's no way it's me. Just listen for a second, and they're like, and then the Honorable Miss Brugge. And then Brugge comes up.
So
And Mr. Monahan.
yeah,
Miss
Mr.
Monahan comes up. I never got it.
I have to, so when they changed union reps, it's when they did away with that because the union rep wasn't having it. It was a favoritism game. Like it was just a game.
Who was the first person ever at our school to get that award?
Shut
Um,
up. Oh my God.
Schleff.
Get
Schleff
out of
got it.
No, Matt, that's not the first person ever.
Oh, you got it first?
What do you think he's
You,
saying, Maddie?
uh,
Whatever, Rob.
wait, but Schleff got it though, right?
Sure, yeah, yeah. Some,
Right.
after the precedent was set, the first year.
Oh,
I don't know if it was the year that I won the citywide award for the reduce, reuse, recycle competition, or if it was the year that my kids were in the Daily News for the Science Invention Convention. I don't remember, or if when they were on Cyber Chase on Nickelodeon for the I don't know which year it was. It was one of those years, though.
hmm.
That's
Well, my kids won the official screw anchor washer competition. That was means they can put a screw and anchor and washer together really, really fast and then hit a
yeah,
bell.
yeah, yeah.
That's so great.
Coveted title.
Yeah.
That was just my own class. I made an award. I called it the saw.
Oh, and then like the tickets where parents would come in and they were only allowed two tickets. So if they had like a baby,
What a
Sorry,
nightmare. I
you have
did
a
the door
toddler.
once.
You can't bring in that baby. You don't have a ticket for that baby.
I did the door once, and I was like, I'm never fucking doing the door again.
Yeah.
What a nightmare. Every other parent had an excuse why they lost their ticket. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I was like, I'm never doing this job again. Get me back to the piano. It's like running back to that thing.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, guys, we're actually over an hour. This is like
This
a
is
long.
interesting. Yeah, we went a lot of different directions today.
Yeah,
This
we
was a really,
did.
yeah. But I like the energy. I like the energy. It's very raw, you know?
And
That should be the name of this one. This is a raw podcast.
Rob,
Brugge
just
had a
like
meltdown and she left us for a little while. And that's okay. I think that's the point
I
of
need to
today.
work on my self-regulation skills. What can I say?
It's okay. You're a school counselor, so you know.
I
you
know.
this
I
stuff.
know that I have to improve
Yeah.
on it. That's what are you gonna
Yeah.
do?
Go relax, go get a massage, and
Sounds
it's
nice.
gonna be okay.
I just want to say congrats again to Rob, really and truly. Like, we know how hard you worked on this, so we're really proud of you.
Yes.
I'm saying we because I know Maddie is also.
Thank you, Brugge, but yes, I can speak for myself. Yeah. Rob knows how I feel about him.
Can you?
I love be proud of Rob. Hulk smash. Rob smash.
Oh, I've been watching the Hulk Hogan documentary, by the way.
Oh, I've seen it already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched it already.
And we're
Yeah.
ending with the Hulk.
Yeah.
Full circle. Oh,
Hulk
before
Hogan,
I
no,
leave,
not
I'll
the-
tell you guys this off air. I received a very nice compliment from someone that we used to work with saying that when she listens, it's her therapy to know that she's not the only one that felt the same way we did.
Can you give us her initials or
No, I'll tell you.
Tell us off the
Okay.
air. Tell us off the air. Yeah, sure. Maybe she
Okay.
won't be mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. But that's always nice to have somebody that we knew, and obviously care about, checking us out. All right.
Who's our next
I
guest?
think,
I
what?
better
What'd you
get
say?
on that, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of why I said it, because I want to just remind Brugge that she is supposed to be paving the way for the next guest.
Yes.
Unless you want to postpone that, and then Matt or I can bring someone in. It's up to you.
Well, whatever you guys want to do.
No, I mean, if you feel like it'll take you a little bit longer to secure that,
We could talk about it off air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. What do you think, Mozart? Wise decision by all. Thank you. All right. That was Mozart, and for Randy Savage here. Oh, yeah, wait a little bit. That's a private conversation. Like, oh, dig it. Okay, I'm losing my mind. Thank you for tuning in to Playing Teacher. I'm Matt, this is Brugge, and Doc here, and we'll catch you on the next one. Brugge, you can go get a massage and relax. Bye, everybody. We love you.
Bye.
See ya.